Hello, I'm Jonathan Chilvers and I'm the Green Party candidate at the general election for Warwick and Leamington on June the 8th. Today I'm here in central Leamington talking about my 3 Brexit pledges. Firstly, I will work to heal the divisions in our community. The EU referendum caused scars and divisions that will take time and effort to heal. Over the last 10 years, I've talked to lots of people about that sense of powerlessness they feel, particularly around things like housing, jobs, and the pace of change on migration. Now, a lot of that's to do with government policy, not the EU at all, but we also need to recognise the EU does need radical reform and change. What surely must unite us as a country is fixing our broken democracy and politics. Good politics is about finding positive, practical solutions that bring people together. The opposite is that sense of hopelessness that breeds fear, division and conflict. I will continue to work to bring our communities together. Secondly, I will fight and stand up against Theresa May's irresponsible and reckless Brexit that simply will not work for the majority of people. Removing us from the single market puts thousands of jobs at risk and creates a bonfire of our regulations on things like rights at work and environmental protection. Theresa May has already sullied relationships with our neighbours at exactly the time we need more international cooperation to solve the big international issues of the day, like migration, energy security and climate change. Despite voting Remain and representing a strongly Remain constituency, Chris White is going along meekly and weakly with this version of Brexit. Not only did he vote to trigger Article 50, he also voted against securing rights of EU nationals and against a final vote on the deal in Parliament. Shackled to his party, Chris White simply cannot be the strong voice that Warwick and Leamington needs on Brexit. He may have an occasional word in private, but when push comes to shove, he will go into the voting lobbies with cavalier Brexiteers with barely a murmur. Thirdly, the Green Party will hold a ratification referendum, a final say on the Brexit deal. The Green Party has long championed real deep democracy where people can have an ongoing say in the decisions that affect them. And the Brexit process is just that, a process. It started with the referendum, this general election is part of it. And when the government has negotiated a deal with our EU neighbours, we owe it to millions of people, including those in Warwick and Leamington, to hold a referendum on the final deal. Some senior Conservatives say that this is somehow anti-British or Ramoning and that we should shut up in the national interest. I say no. I will not be silenced when the future of our country is at stake. I do not accept that just nodding our heads and going along with a bad Brexit deal is in the interests of our country or upholds our democracy. I will stand up and fight Theresa May's damaging and irresponsible Brexit. I will stand up for people and planet at home and for our wider, strong, positive voice in the rest of the world. Thank you.